if you really feeling this. Gotta holla if you really real enough. Other rappers is delirious. Yeah, it's really that serious. Better holla if you really feeling me. I gotta keep it 100, ayy. If you don't like it, then fuck it, ayy. We gonna win in the end, yeah, we gonna live in abundance. I gotta keep it 100, ayy. If you don't like it, then fuck it, ayy. We gonna win in the end, yeah, we gonna. I gotta keep it 100. We gotta stop all the stunting. You know we coming from nothing. Yo, you talking about money, you bluffing. We gotta do something different. We gotta change how we live in. We gotta do better for women. We gotta do better for children. We gotta listen to victims, whether Jewish or Muslim or Christian. It doesn't matter your religion. You gotta stand against the system, or else you just another villain. How you just sitting there chilling?
Oh man, that intro went better than I thought it was. I'm actually proud of myself. I thought there was gonna be a lag. I was just waiting for the lag. I was like, oh my god, here comes the lag. Here comes the unprofessionalism. Oh my god. But no, it went great. It went great. Hello everybody out there in the podcast realm, the podcast world. Just getting my stuff situated here with the banners. We have another amazing special guest, Helen, who is a recording artist and also a professional belly dancer. I see her all the time on, like, you were like on TV a few days ago, right? Like you were on like a show. What was that like? Are you always in the spotlight like that, or are you just now getting into the spotlight like that?
So I've been on a couple of televised programs since I was younger. I believe my first televised program was when I sang for the Houston Astros on ESPN. Wow. Mm-hmm. So that was, I think, in anything before 2020 is all a blur now. Mm-hmm. But that was in 2012, I believe. And then after that, I sang backup a couple of times for different artists on the Disney's Magical holiday special. So
you were on Disney? Wow.
Yeah, it was really fun. So the first year I did backup for Olivia Holt, and then the second year I did backup for Shaggy. So it was pretty cool.
Like, yeah. Shaggy? Like, it wasn't me. Oh, wow.
Yeah. He's so nice. He's such a nice person. So it was really cool to be a part of that.
Oh, that's freaking dope, yo. I love Shaggy.
Yeah, he's super cool.
So what is that like? So basically, how old were you when you were in Disney? You were like a kid, right?
Well, I was an adult at this time. But I was a kid when I did the ESPN singing. Mm-hmm. I was like a child singer at the time. Yeah.
And what was that like, coming up into your craft as a child and just
so when I started singing, like taking it seriously at the age of 10, and it was really interesting. Most of my childhood was practicing, like getting excused absences from class to go perform at different places. Right. So it was pretty cool. But it takes a lot of hard work. And I think this is the part that people don't see, right? They see the finished product of you on stage and doing all these things, but they don't see where you're practicing the same 3-minute song over and over and over again for hours until you get it right, So
right. That is very big. A lot of work, which is why a lot of people are told no in this industry. And you can't really give up on just because of criticism and stuff like that. It's a lot of people don't like being criticized, and they want to be in a part of a craft that takes a lot of criticism, a lot.
Oh yes.
So do you have any solo albums out right now?
I have singles. I have
Mm,
5 singles.
nice.
I was thinking of doing an album, but
Mm,
really I want to make sure that when I come out with an album that they're like all the same genre. So
mm,
basically every single one of my singles out is a different genre. I have one country, I have like more of a lo-fi kind of vibey song. I have one really pop, like the most popish song you can
mm.
think of, and then I have like a more oriental style like belly dancing song.
Mm,
So all of those songs are different and kind of like show like the different sides of me and things like that.
mm, mm. That's dope. That's really dope. I like how you just got singles out in your genre bending. That's something that I also do as well too.
Hmm.
You could literally go far with singles and helps build the momentum to drop your true project and stuff like that. I always tell artists that, like, some artists think that, oh, I just gotta keep dropping these albums, keep doing these songs. And like, don't overwhelm yourself with that. Don't give them too much when you're not really like meeting the goals you want to get as an artist yet. You gotta just give them a little bit, give them a little bit. Let them come feeling for more.
Exactly. Yes. It's like the law of scarcity, right? You if you put out just a little bit, just enough, people will want to come back and see, like, be curious about more things that you have to offer.
Right, right. What's your first love? Is it belly dancing or is it singing? Or do you have
Def
another?
Well, singing came first, and
Hmm.
actually the reason I was able to get into belly dancing was because of singing. The only reason I was exposed to uh, to actual belly dance, like on stage, was because I went to an art school as a vocalist, and through there I saw a recital and I fell in love with it. So I love belly dancing and singing equally, but definitely I've been singing longer.
Right, right. And what is the origins of belly dancing? Like, where did it like is it a Middle Eastern origin? Like, I don't really fully understand where does belly dancing come from. It's very, very interesting. Like, I've seen videos of people of like percussionists and the way that these dancers would um move their body to give accent to the percussion. It's like, how are they doing this?
Yeah.
It like
Well,
me seeing it from a different perspective. I'm just like, bro, this is like different. This is like interesting. Like, how are they doing this?
yeah, it's super interesting. And the origin, so belly dancing's origin comes from over 3,000 BC, years
Mm,
ago. Like, it's
wow.
very ancient. And there are many different schools of thought as
Mhm.
to where belly dancing originated, but it links back to Egypt in its
Oh
very first
wow.
origins.
I didn't know that.
However, belly dance has a rich history all over Swana, Southwest Asia, North Africa, or you can also call it Menat, which is the Middle East, North Africa, Hellas, which is Greece, and Turkey. So, really, Middle East, North Africa, and Mediterranean, that's where belly dancing is most prominent and has the most history.
Okay.
However, due to the migration that's been happening for several reasons over to Latin America, North America, and Central America, belly dance is worldwide now. So that's why it's practiced all over the world. And I'm so happy to have been exposed to this art form and be able to do it professionally.
Yeah. And where did you learn again?
So I studied with a Moroccan teacher for
Nice.
several years here in Orlando.
Shouts out to Morocco, Kingdom of Morocco. I love that song.
Yeah.
So what was well so like wow. There's so many questions I have, and I'm trying to like box them all together and stuff like that. Bear with me. I apologize.
Oh, no, it's
Um,
fine.
do you go on tour? Like, what's the market? So basically, like, I don't understand the market of dancing as much as I understand the market of music and stuff like that. What's the market like? What is your target um shows that you look to do? Like, where do you look to perform at? Where is it like really? What's the mecca of belly dances? Is there a place where belly dancing is like the itch, like how Afro beats is taking over in London? Like, is like the itch of it? Like, what what does the I'm giving too many questions. Let's just start with the first
Yeah.
one.
So really, belly dance is very versatile, right? So there are
Mhm,
many cultures that that hire belly dancers. Really, where I perform is mostly where I perform is restaurants, hookah lounges,
mhm,
and special events slash private events. Now,
okay,
my style of belly dance, I try to stay as true to the authenticity of Arabic style
okay.
belly dance. So I get hired a lot for uh, Arabic or Arab weddings, um, birthday parties of Middle Eastern cultures and things like that. I also get hired to dance for different concerts. So
Mhm,
I've performed in various locations, various restaurants, uh, as a background dancer or as the featured dancer of different Middle Eastern singers. But I also get hired for events outside of that culture. So the Latin community also has a lot of belly dancing
mhm,
nowadays in different events. So birthday parties, again, graduation parties. So really, there's not one specific group of people nowadays that hires belly dancers. I've
mhm,
had American clients, I've had Hispanic clients, non Hispanic clients, Arab clients, non Arab clients. So, really, I try to keep my style as versatile as possible. And yeah, as long as a client is respectful to my art and they're willing to compensate me the way that a performer should be compensated,
right,
I perform anywhere.
right. And do you run into that sometimes? Like, I know in America we tend to have issues with respecting artists and giving them respectable compensation, and like you'll see a culture of like asking for volunteer time, or this is more of a spotlight type of gig for you, which is why we're not going to give you money. Do you run into that?
Oh yes, absolutely.
It's annoying as
I
fuck, isn't it?
Yes, it's crazy because this happens in any performance art. So whether you're a dancer, singer, um, other musical artists, it happens everywhere, right?
Right.
So I think it's both parties at fault, because but it's more the client's
Mhm.
responsibility, because clients prey on, some clients, not all, but some less professional clients prey on artists' desire to be seen,
Right.
and they use that to dangle over their head and say, "Oh, you'll get exposure. You'll have the opportunity to perform, blah blah blah."
Right.
But at the end of the day, that doesn't pay our bills,
No.
right?
Right.
So sometimes, especially younger performers or performers who just started in their career, they feel like that's what they have to do.
Right.
I've been there. Um, I've never, well, I have performed for free when I was a teenager at volunteer events,
Hmm.
but thankfully I was never caught up in that thing of performing for restaurants or anything for free. But a lot of my colleagues have.
Mm.
Um, and I think it's also the artist's responsibility to say, you know what, I'm not going to. You have to respect my rate, because at the
Hmm.
end of the day, if I want to get my hair done, is the hairdresser going to do my hair for free?
Yeah.
No, they're,
Exactly.
I have a friend who's a hairdresser, and we have a great friendship, but at the end of the day, I'm still paying their rate because it's
Right.
their service.
Right. Oh yeah. Oh yeah. Oh God. Right there. You know, like it's just so it's kind of mind boggling. Just seeing it. While being an artist. I didn't realize it was so bad when I wasn't as involved. but now seeing how bad it is really right now. How what was COVID like for you within your within were you still able to perform? Were you able to like come up with new shows or anything? Like how was COVID?
Yeah, so COVID was a very transformative time. I wasn't performing as much because
Hmm.
everything, like a lot of events were closed down. People weren't having as many um, things happening. So I had to think quickly, especially because that was also the time that I was laid off of my corporate job.
Hmm.
So I had 40 hours to myself. I wasn't getting the work that I usually get as a performer. So I took, it was crazy, but I took a lot of time to myself and was able to teach online. And that was a time when I founded BellyPOP, my online school, and I put out some online courses. I put out the beginners intro to belly dance course, which was fully recorded from my home. And then I also wrote my book, Belly Dance Business 101. So this book, it actually talks about what we mentioned before, which was um, the how to deal with people that want to undermine your business and
Right.
all of that. So even though I wasn't performing during COVID, I was still able to find a way to make a way, if that makes sense, online and from home.
That's dope. That's dope. So you're like teaching. You're getting you got students and stuff. Do you, I kind of sense like a mentor type of uh personality within you as well too. So that's dope that you're like teaching and getting people abroad. What is like your age group? Do you have like you're teaching teens or tweens or you teaching adults?
All ages.
Oh
So
wow.
it really,
Wow.
the great thing about belly dance is that you can do it at any age, um as opposed to some other styles of dances where like once you hit 21, that's it, you're a senior citizen, you know. You know, so
Unless you're
but
Usher.
definitely my definitely my age groups differ depending on which platform I'm on. So on TikTok, I have a much younger audience, mostly Gen Z, whereas on
Hmm.
Instagram, I have more of the millennials, some Gen Xers, and over. Um, but really, the great thing about belly dance is as long as you can get up, you can learn, you know? So I have students of all ages.
Yeah, like is there any other form of dance that you do?
Not professionally. I
Hmm.
am half Brazilian, so I do know samba, but
Wow,
I've
nice.
never performed samba professionally yet. Yet.
Oh, that's dope. That's dope. That's dope. Yeah, yeah. Samba's the shit.
Yeah. It's super
I'm not
awesome. Yeah.
Brazilian, but I know a little bit about it. It's fire.
Yeah.
Because I envy dancers. I really do. They're so in tune with their body. They're able to use their mind to project what kind of movement they need their body to do to sell whatever kind of dance they're trying to do. It's I think they're like elite athletes. I feel like if you're like a dancer of some kind like that and you have like because like you got to have your vascular up, you got to have your cardio up, basically you got to have your legs and all stuff, all physically fit and stuff like that. Which what makes dancers so perfect for MMA because they're able to um, execute fighting moves a lot more quicker and actually give out a little bit more of a accent to it. Like it looks like something from a movie or like, yo, did he just do like a triple backflip and he'll kick this dude in his face? Like,
It's
like that sounds
crazy.
outrageous, but it's interesting like how it goes. Like do you have like yoga? Is there like a regimen that you go by when training? Like you do you like work out regularly or you have like a specific way of going with body condition?
Yeah, so I don't do yoga, but I should do yoga. I've heard that yoga is amazing for your body and just for everything. I do work out. I lift weights, and I also do calisthenics. So when I can, I do Pilates and I stretch and all of that. But the majority of my exercising, other than that, it comes from belly dancing.
Wow. Wow. What are like the exercises? Is there like a roll or like a crunch, or like is there a specific type of exercise you're supposed to do? Because I have a belly, but I cannot do half of the ish that I see belly dancers do. Like nowhere close. I'm just like, how are they able to move their belly like
It
that?
takes a lot of strength, you know? And the thing about belly dance is, even though it's called belly dance, you're working every part of your body, your shoulders, your triceps, your back muscles, very
Mm.
important, your legs. Um, there are some dancers that they don't work out and their only form of conditioning is belly dance. And once you practice the moves over and over again, that can literally be a workout. Like I
Oh wow.
remember when I first started dancing, I wasn't in the gym or anything, and my body just started to get toned because I was doing those moves so much.
Mhm. Mhm.
Now, you can't, like me personally, now that I work out and lift weights and things like that, I'm noticing that I'm a little stronger and able to deal with more things more easily. I especially noticed that with my lower body. I do a lot of lower body stuff like the abductor, lunges, of course squats, right? But
Mm.
so many other moves that engage all different types of muscles in the legs. um, I noticed that it helps tremendously when we're doing our dance moves, like going on releve. Sometimes we need to be on releve long for a long time.
Mhm.
So just making sure that you're strong in general is going to help a lot in belly dance or any style of dance,
Mhm.
really.
And who's your top five inspirations that inspired you to be on this path and also do singing and everything? Like when it comes to mind, like who's your inspirations that like inspired you to be in your craft, basically?
Wow. Well, if we're talking about just inspirations in general as artists, some of them aren't even dancers or singers. Like Gary Vee is one of
Mm.
my biggest inspirations because he talks about perspective and mindset and how it's important to not give up on your dreams.
Right, right.
And before the pandemic, I was working 50, sometimes 60 hours a week
Oh man.
at my office job, dedicating blood, sweat, and tears to that. And I wasn't really dedicating my whole self to my passion.
Right.
Um, and then after what happened and getting laid off, I realized, you know what? Working in the corporate world is great. I was able to save money and invest in things, but now it's time to be my own boss and be self-employed. And so Gary Vee was definitely one of my inspirations with that.
Mm.
Um, Definitely, if we're talking about dancers, I love Johara,
Mm.
Johara, Oksana, Lourdiana, who is also a fellow Brazilian. These are all dancers that I've watched on social media grow from being great to being out of this world. Like I've seen these dancers go from practicing to teaching to performing at these grand weddings to being in music videos and to being in movies. So when I see that happening for other talented dancers, it gives me hope to continue working hard. And who knows, maybe the path for me is dance, maybe the path for me is music, but it's all about finding my own way and working very hard. And I can say the same thing as a singer. One of my favorite singers of all time is Mariah Carey. I just love her.
She goes
So
number one every Christmas season And she
She
doesn't even
really,
drop anything.
yeah, right? She's amazing. So really, these are some of my inspirations, but really the list could go on and on. Just seeing people do their very best every day, that's an inspiration for me.
Mm. So you're Brazilian, and are you black or
Yes, I'm
Brazilian
black.
or black?
And ethnically I'm Latina. So I would consider myself Afro Latina, Black Latina.
Shouts out to the
But
Afro Latinas, Afro
yes,
Latin people.
yes, we gotta represent. But yeah, so my dad's from Panama and my mom's from Brazil.
Mhm.
So it's really cool. A lot of culture in there, and yeah, first
Well, are you
generation
able to
here.
go and visit and connect in Panama and Brazil?
Yeah, so I haven't been to Panama since I was a child, and I
Hmm.
haven't been to Brazil since I was a teenager. So
Hmm.
definitely, I want to go back now,
Mm.
when everything permits, right? But
Yeah, they
yeah,
have an election coming up. That's gonna be crazy in Brazil. Hopefully, they get rid of Bolsonaro.
yeah,
That
yeah.
guy's bugging.
Yeah. It's crazy because even though like I really don't stay in the politics of
Hmm.
Brazil, but I do believe that it's a beautiful country, and it's unfortunate that people are divided by things like this, because it's just like the people are so warm in general,
Right,
and the culture is so beautiful.
right.
So when I go there, I'm definitely going to soak in all of my roots, all of my history,
Mm.
and enjoy every part of it.
Yeah, beautiful, beautiful, beautiful history. Um, what is the name of capoeira?
Capoeira, yes.
Um, you ever tried it?
Yes, actually, I
Oh, really?
have.
Nice.
So a few years ago, I went to a gym and there was a guy teaching capoeira. I was like, you know what? I'm gonna go. I'm Afro Brazilian. I got this. Let me tell you, the class was 1 hour. I stayed for all but 10 minutes.
Oh my god.
It was so hard. He had us like doing like backflips and stuff. I didn't even do it. I was like, okay, I'm gonna go and grab some water.
Yeah.
I grabbed my phone, I grabbed my bag, got my water, and never went back. It's so hard.
Oh god, it looks so difficult, especially like the tricks that they do and the kicks and they're like, "Oh, well, this is all dance choreography mostly." And I'm just like, "What? Dance and martial arts? Like, what the fuck?" And then I found out like they were using that from Kenya and how they used it to like to meet together and talk about rebellion against the master. So such beautiful great history around there. I wish I could do it, honestly. Like I wish I could do it, but just like you, I probably would just walked out as soon as you see something crazy. You're just like, whoa, whoa, whoa. That's not happening with my body. So I'm just gonna dismiss myself right now.
But I think that all of us have something that we're good at and that we can tolerate, right?
Right.
Like some people say that belly dance is so hard, but it's something that I was able to pick up. And we may say that capoeira is hard, but the
Mhm.
same person that's out here doing backflips and doing capoeira may jump into a belly dance class and find it difficult. So
Right.
I think that's a really interesting thing.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah, definitely. Definitely. Especially with like people that does rocket science. Like how the hell they do that shit? Like,
I don't know.
it's like, dude, your brain is just somebody needs to scan your brain. Like, how are you doing this right now?
Seriously.
What else? What else? Are you picking up with performances now since it's getting a little better?
Yeah.
Or yeah, awesome, awesome. You, what are weddings like? You did weddings before, right?
Yes, yes.
So what is that like being a belly dancer at a wedding?
So dancing at weddings is actually very fun.
Mm,
Culturally, it's part of a lot of cultures to have a belly dancer. Now, some people have a misconception that because I'm out here moving my body and I'm
Mhm.
exposing a lot of skin, that it would be an issue, but it's definitely a cultural thing. And usually I'm not the only one dancing. Usually when I come out, the whole crowd comes out to dance with me. So it's really fun because I'm not out here thinking about, oh my gosh, my technique needs to be perfect, this or that. I'm just thinking about having a good time, making sure the audience is enjoying it and that everybody's having fun.
That's really dope. I only asked because like weddings are interesting, and I've worked for a lot of weddings. In the past, I worked for almost like 300 weddings, maybe more than that. Just for like servers stuff like that, and I see so many different types of things that goes on, but I never actually saw a belly dancer there. So I was like, I wonder what am I missing? I thought I saw it all. The bridal fights, the the money being spilled everywhere, and people getting punched in the face for grabbing money and stuff. I seen it all.
Oh,
Arguments going on and wine being thrown in people's faces. Anything can happen at a wedding. So I'm just like belly dancing. You gotta be like the life of the party. Like I'm kind of jealous. I never got to like experience that at a wedding because I mean I saw bands 24/7, but they're bougie. They don't really, like do cultural things.
yeah.
Like I
You
saw
know,
bar mitzvah once, but that was it really. But everything else with weddings was just like not really cultural. I kind of feel like I need to get back into that world and like see if there's like more ethnic um weddings that I could like work for because like that's kind of boring of what I've just experienced. I was like, wow, that doesn't go on at Amarantis.
I don't know, seeing fights,
Yeah, but
that's a
after
lot of
you
tea
see a
right there.
few, yeah, it is. It is. Oh
But
God,
yeah,
I'm gonna tell you the story real quick. So this lady
uh-huh.
literally thought that somebody stole her purse, and she went around the whole wedding asking, "Where's my purse?" And then the bride got mad, kicked her out. And she came back, started talking shit, and they found her purse in the bathroom.
Oh my gosh. That's wild. That's wild.
Just like, bro, she's from a different state. She's not to fire her way because they're not gonna let her back on that bus.
No, right? Oh my gosh. That's wild. But yeah, no, I've never had that situation. Actually, I'm thinking back. I guess I'm lucky because I've never like performed somewhere, not even just a wedding. I've never performed anywhere where there was like a fight or anything crazy happening. There was one time when I was performing somewhere and like literally people were like dancing on the tables. I think somebody threw a glass on the floor,
Oh
and
man.
like I was like, okay, when do I come out to dance, because it seems like it's already lit. But yeah, that's a really interesting story.
Yeah, she ruined the whole thing for everybody. People were just like, I'm ready to go home now. The dancing on the table, that's a new thing too. I haven't saw that. But I saw Yale students literally just like grab centerpieces and throw them out into the ocean while they were drunk and stuff like that. I saw that.
That's
Yeah.
wild.
I think they were like doctors too. Like they were
Oh
in
my gosh.
doctor school. And I'm
Oh
just
my
like,
gosh.
are these frat kids or are these doctors?
Seriously, like you would think that all that studying would have you like too exhausted to do that, but
Yeah. Oh
we
no.
see something new every day.
Oh yeah, definitely. Definitely. Um I have to cut this short unfortunately because I have so much other stuff I gotta do. Ugh. But I want to thank you so much for rescheduling. And if there's anything that you like, any final words you want to tell the viewers and stuff, or if someone's listening and they're interested in belly dancing or trying to get into music, we talk about music all the time, by the way. So if y'all just finally now trying to get into music, like that's weird. But belly dancing, like if anyone is interested in belly dancing, like what kind of advice can you give some young artists out there that's trying to like make a name of themselves, like what you're doing?
So number one thing is believe in yourself, because nobody's going to believe in you the way that you can believe in yourself. There's always going to be rejection. And this goes for both dance and music. There's always going to be rejection. But if you believe in yourself and you find a way, that's what you have to do. There are several classes for belly dance all over the world, most likely in your city, online as well. So really, as long as you're willing to put in the work and practice, you will find your way.
Thank you so much, Helen Blondel, right?
Yes.
I say right? Blondel, yes. Thank you so much, Helen. I said Helen Blondel. Thank you so much for coming on. And love to have you back on next season. And enjoy the rest of your day out there.
Thank you so much. You too. Bye.
Yep. And everybody else have a very good day. And we are
out. Collectively transforming community. Peace in our human family. Volume in unity. Divine light shining individually. Collectively transforming community. Peace in our human family.
One love, one growth, as above, so below. Feel the pain in my soul, the red pill dissolved. Organized, no matter the cost. Politicians start wars, they don't fight, they sit in the poor. And nothing lasts forever as long as we stay together. Give hell to the masses, watch the unity rapture. This is for the kids and the culture. It's one love, one growth, one light.